Hey there, welcome back to the Align Strength Podcast. I'm your host, Mandy Scout, and today we are taking it back to the basics. But first, I want to mention our partnership with Clean Simple Eats. In the show notes below, there is a link to check out some Clean Simple Eats, which has protein, greens, liquid protein, which is in a can, which is great. Lots of stuff that we use in our family on a daily basis. Very good. Tastes good. The greens are the best greens that we've ever had. We love their protein. They both have vegan and regular whey protein. So lots of good stuff. Check it out. Use the discount code of SQUAD10 for 10% off checkout. So the link is in the show notes. All right, let's get started here. We are going to take it back to the basics, not just in fitness, but a lot of things. You take it back to the basics often. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed by all the crazy workout trends, the machines, or the Instagram perfect moves that you see that make you feel like you're not doing enough, listen to this episode because all that fancy stuff is not needed. I mean, if you want to try it because you got the basics down pat and you want to jazz up your workouts, try that fancy stuff. But the basics work. So, truth is, you don't need the fancy stuff. You don't need complicated. You don't need to drop a ton of money on equipment or learn 100 different exercises. You just need to master the basics. So let's talk about that. Back to the basics. When you strip fitness down to its core, it's not about how fancy your gym looks or how many pieces of equipment you own. It's about movement, consistency, and form. And the best way to build a strong, functional, healthy body, it's through the foundational movements. These movements that I'm talking about are standard squats, lunges, push-ups, presses, curls, tricep dips. So let's go through some of those basic moves and talk about each one. Let's first talk about squats. So squats are the king of leg movements. They build your quads, glutes, hamstrings, and your core. Plus, they help you move better in everyday life, which could be from sitting, getting up and standing, climbing stairs. All right, let's talk about lunges. So, the lunges, when you do a lunge, it challenges your balance. It's fire up your legs and it improves your coordination. So there's different types of lunges. Forward lunge, there's a reverse lunge, a walking lunge, so slowly walking forward, lunging each step. These are all great variations using just your body weight, or if you want to add dumbbells, you can definitely add dumbbells as well. All right, push-ups. Push-ups are one of the best full body movements. It's working your chest, shoulders, triceps, your core. It's all working. So a good way is you can start on your knees or you can start at a wall. So leaning towards a wall, chest towards the wall, feet away from the wall, using that incline and building your strength. Progress is what matters, not perfection. So start against a wall at an incline. Start on your knees. Build your way up to being able to do a full push-up. Also, when you are doing a push-up or you're on your knees, you want to make sure that your hips drop down towards the floor. So your spine is staying straight. Your whole body and spine stays straight going down towards the floor. Your hips are going towards the floor, not just where your shoulders drop down and your head drops down, but your butt stays up. So working on good form with those will give you the best benefit. Pressing. So overhead or chest press, they both will help build your shoulders and upper body strength. All you need is a pair of dumbbells or even water bottles, even something even if you're at home and you don't have dumbbells, you can use 2 cans of some type of food, canned food, to give you a little bit of weight, pressing it up over your head. Or water bottles. Fill a couple water bottles up and press and take those up. All right, let's talk about curls. So this will benefit your biceps. Biceps help with pulling strength, and you use your biceps more than you think. So you can keep it simple with altering a standard bicep curl or switching it to a hammer curl, which is bending at your elbows and your wrists stay facing each other. There's a few different types of curls that you can do. Switching them up helps. And just remember that working on these helps your pulling strength to pull. All right, talking about triceps, tricep dips. So with a tricep dip, you can use a chair, you can use a step, a bench. So with this helps with the back of your arms. Triceps helps balance out all of your pushing work that you do with the presses and push-ups. So with those dips, let's say you're on a bench, your hands are at your hips. You're going to drop your hip down past the bench. So you're dipping down, working the backs of your arms. And I'm sure all of you might be thinking about this, but you're thinking, what about all those fancy different moves that you see online? And all of that stuff can be fun. And I do a lot of those, different workouts too, just to challenge myself. But it's not necessary. So it's totally not necessary. If your foundation isn't solid, if your basic moves are not solid, there's no amount of fancy workouts that will fix it. So if you have a solid foundation of workouts and your basic moves, you got those down pat, then try and add something fancy. But you have to have the basics down first. And again, the basic moves work. So you don't need fancy equipment. I started training people in our garage. I've trained people in their living rooms. I went to people's houses and trained them in their living rooms. We've been in outdoors, in parks, training people. So you don't need all the fancy equipment. All you just need is a mat, maybe a pair of dumbbells, and the basic moves to get you a good workout in. So the basics don't require a gym membership or all of the full fancy machines. If you have a set of dumbbells, you can definitely work everything you need to. So you can get an effective strength-building, confidence-boosting workout with just you, your body, and a plan that sticks with you, a plan that works for you. So besides the basic moves, you need to find a plan that you're going to actually do. So any workout that you can do is the workout that you want, that you will do. All right. So consistency over complexity. You could do 100 different exercises one time, or you could do 5 solid exercises, consistency, and actually see results. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't think that you need all these different moves. That's making it complicated, which will then make it frustrating, which, it's just, don't overthink it. Find 5 moves, stay consistent with it, mix up your workouts that way, and you'll see results. The people who stick with fitness are the ones who repeat the basics until they master them. Okay? So thinking about something basic, let's use an example like sleep. Okay, so talking about sleep, something we all need and most people overlook when they're chasing wellness or productivity. But today, there are a million gadgets, blue light glasses, expensive mattress, apps to track your REM sleep cycles, supplements, sound machines, even AI controlled lighting. But you know what still works? The basics. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. Turning off screens an hour before bed. Creating a quiet, cool, dark space. Not drinking coffee or caffeine late in the day. Simple, basic, and all of those are free. So again, you don't need all the fancy sleeping gadgets that there are out there. Use the simple, basic, free things. Like creating a quiet, dark, cool space, turning off your screens, TVs, and phones an hour before bed, going to bed and waking up at the same time. Easy. So simple, basic, free, and yet these are habits that actually improve sleep quality more than the fancy biohacks combined. Okay, so just go back to the basics. So that's a good example. Also, just like push-ups and squats build strength, turning off your phone before bed and getting consistent sleep builds energy and mental clarity. The basics works in fitness, health, and in life. Also, let's take an example, going back to the basics. Here's an example of a sport or professional athletes. So think of this. Professional athletes don't stop practicing the fundamentals. They do them more and they do them, and then also do them more with intention. And that's what we need to do too. So as far as a professional athlete, an example it could be in baseball, hitting off of the tee. Major league players, the best in the world, still hit off of a batting tee during practice. Yes, the same tee that little leaguers use when they first learn how to swing a bat. They're starting at a tee. Major League Baseball players are still using tees. And why? Well, it's because the tee helps players focus on the fundamentals of their swing. Their glance, their grip, their weight shifting, the timing, the follow-through, without the distraction of a moving pitch. So they can work on everything that goes along with their swing by going back to the basic and using the tee. When a pro hitter is in a slump or wants to fine-tune their mechanics, they don't start with 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. They go back to the tee. They go back to the basics. It's not about ego. It's about mastery. These pro baseball players bring themselves back to their foundation. It reminds them of what matters most: mechanics, timing, memory muscle. Well, in fitness, it's the same. When in doubt, go back to your squats, go back to your lunges, your push-ups. You don't need flashy to get better. You just need to focus on repetition that works. So I'm going to actually give you a workout here. So if you're in a spot where you can grab a pen and paper and jot down this workout, that'd be great. Or come back to the episode when you can and write down this workout and try it in the next couple weeks. Okay, so a workout is just you and your body, or if you want to add light dumbbells, add a light weight. But so the format, you can write this down. So the format is doing each exercise that I'm going to go through for 40 seconds and then resting for 20 seconds. So you'll grab a timer. You're going to do the workout for 40, take a rest for 20. Do the workout for 40, do the rest for 20. So, you will want to complete 3 total rounds. Okay, so doing a full round and then you'll rest for a minute and then start round 2. So 3 total rounds. With this is a total workout time of 25 minutes. All right, so the workout, body weight squats. What you're going to do is sit back like you're lowering into a chair. Coming down, your feet are about shoulder width apart. You bring your butt down like you're sitting down into a chair and then stand back up. If you want to add a weight, a dumbbell at your chest, you can hold it at your chest for a goblet squat. So add that weight. So 40 seconds of squats up and down. The next move, and then rest because we'll go to the next move. The next move is going to be reverse lunges. And you're going to be alternating your legs. So right leg, right, left. How this is going to work. Keep your front knee in line with your ankle. So you can start with your right leg, step back into a lunge, and your left knee is going to stay in line up and down with your ankle. Then step back up, switch, reverse lunge, alternating. 40 seconds for that one. Rest for 20 seconds. Next move is going to be push-ups. So options. You can do a full push-up where you start in plank position, push-up, drop down to your knees, or incline against a wall. So you're pushing and your chest comes towards the wall and then you push yourself back out. So incline towards the wall. 40 seconds of push-ups, rest for 20. Okay, overhead pressing. So you could use dumbbells if you have dumbbells. And what you're going to do, you can lay on the floor or you can stay standing for this one. So if you want to stay standing, what you're going to do is take your weights at your sides, press them straight up towards the sky, and then back down. You can lay down on your back as well, lay flat on the ground, and press, taking your weights up overhead, bringing them back down. So overhead press. Next move is going to be bicep curls. So with this, you're going to want to keep your elbows in close to your sides, control your weights down, all the way down, and then bend your elbows and bring them back up. And then tricep dips will be next. So tricep dips. Find a bench, find a chair. You're going to keep your back close to the edge and elbows pointing back. Lower your hips down past the bench and then bring yourself back up, dipping yourself up and down, working the backs of your arms for your triceps. And then a bonus burn if you want to do this. So challenge your legs and core, wall sit, hold. So sitting up against a wall, your back is against the wall, and you're going to wall sit. So come down like you're sitting in a chair, but you're holding yourself up against the wall. 40 seconds there. Hold. So this is a good challenge for your legs and your core. So add that in there if you want. So this is what we are looking at for all of the moves. Squats, reverse lunges, push-ups, overhead press, bicep curls, tricep dips, and a bonus burn of a wall sit. All right, so try 3 total rounds of that, each move at 40 seconds, rest 20 seconds in between. All right, so try and take some time after that to stretch. Spend 3 to 5 minutes stretching. And this should be after every workout that you do. Try and spend 3 to 5 minutes stretching, legs, arms, anything that you worked. Okay, so what is our takeaway for today? All right, so here's the takeaway. The magic is in the basics. You don't need more. You just need to show up. You need to do a workout that you're going to actually do. If you overcomplicate it, you overthink it, it seems too much, it stresses you out, that's not what you want to do. You want to do basic, easy. Don't even need to think about it. The basics work. So master the squat, master the lunge, master the push-up, use your body, be intentional, keep it simple. And trust that simplicity builds strength. in your body and in your life, because it does. So today, if you found this episode helpful, if you're going to go ahead and try the workout that I said, try that. Share it on social. Share it with a friend. Tag me. Send me an Instagram post, Facebook. Let me know what your favorite basic move is. Let's celebrate and be consistently strong together. Until next time, keep moving, keep aligning, and keep showing up for yourself. You are stronger than you think.